YouTube is more than just an entertainment platform, or at least that's what our guest this week says, Eden. He's not just another content creator. His way of doing YouTube is like leaving a path behind of invaluable lessons for his future kids. Yeah, you heard that right. He doesn't have any kids right now, but he sees YouTube as a tool to be able to show his kids that when they're in their 20s and life's really scary, that they're not alone in their feelings. In this candid interview, he opens up about his struggles he faces and the authenticity that drives him forward. If you're looking for a real talk about life's ups and downs, and then you're in the right place. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and join us as we deep dive into Eden's world. So your YouTube journey, from what of my research, is interesting because I saw you had like a viral video from like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. So my journey started off, well, my first channel was a top five, top 10 channel. So I started off, my first channel was top 10 videos, like how to's. It was so random. I didn't even show my face. I just did top 10 how to go on YouTube kind of videos. But I learned to edit from doing that. That was the way I started learning to edit. And then I kind of stopped after that. And as you saw, like the first video that I put 5 years ago was just a random video that I did for Reddit. It was like a random Skyrim video, a meme video, and it popped off. It got about 300,000 views at the time. And I think that was the first time I was like, oh, okay, like you can crack this. You can do something about this. You know, you can actually break the algorithm. But I knew that I wanted to be my face. I knew that I wanted to have personality in it. I didn't want it to be like a faceless channel. And then that's when I started about a year ago. I started actually trying to put my face out there, put myself in front of the camera. And because of what I'd learned from doing channels when I was editing before, like top 5 channels, doing random memes, I learned to edit. I learned how to catch attention, and then I could transfer that to actually putting my face on there. And eventually, after maybe 6 videos, I think it was why don't people live like they're going to die? That was the first one that popped off for me. And yeah, from there it's been all right.
It's been a journey. I really wasn't the video that popped up on my suggested for you.
Really,
No, it was your like for my future kids video. That's the one
really.
that
Oh,
caught
okay.
my attention. Yeah, and I was like, what? This is so weird. And more in the sense of the title caught. I was like, why is he doing a video for his future kids? And then watched it,
Mm,
and I was like, this guy's sick. The way you film it, it's got
mm,
like this really film feel
mm,
to it,
mm.
which is incredible, like super unique and really stands out on the platform.
Thank
Like,
you so
I
much.
give you all the dues and everything
Thank you
because
so much.
it's sort of got. I can see the influence of Casey Neistat there. I'm not going to deny it. I can see
Yeah,
that there with like just some of your filming techniques.
yeah.
How did you come up with that idea to do like a video for your future kids?
Um, that was the motivation for why I decided to do the channel, because if you go to my about section on my YouTube, it says like the reason I'm doing this is to document my 20s for my children. And so that was kind of the motivation behind the channel. It was for young adults like me who also felt lost and didn't know what they were doing. But also then my children, I want them to be able to watch this and be like, when they're in their 20s, oh, like this is how you deal with this. And oh, things are good, things are bad. My most recent video was a video to Matt Diavella, basically saying like, how do you deal with this? Like, I don't know how to deal with this. And it was really personal. It was really like embarrassing in a way, but it was honest. And that was the most important thing to me. And I had some comments, people being like, what, why did he post this? Like, what was the point of this? But the point was, is that you can see it's not all roses. And then from there, I wanted to show the highs and the lows. So that was the whole purpose behind it. And so I don't know how I came up with that idea. It was just
I think you're
something that was really important to me.
just went for it. I feel like sometimes those are the best
Yeah.
videos, like when you just like that random idea that pops in your head, like in the middle of the night. And it's always, I always think,
Yeah.
and this is probably
Yeah.
TMI, it's when you're in the shower, like the most
Yeah.
random
Yeah.
video will come in your head in the shower when
Yeah.
it's like 2 in the morning and you gotta like wake up to be like, nah, I gotta write this down. I gotta like make a note on my phone. And then you can't get to sleep because
100%.
then you're like thinking of everything.
100%. For me, it's on runs. When I go for runs, I come back and I'm like, it's the best thing for me.
Growing up, I think we're a similar age of like you're watching all these people, but you wanted to create content, but you didn't know how to. And that's how like
Mm,
your top 10 channel came in. It's like I see what these people are doing,
mm,
and I want to do it for the creative aspect. I mean, now kids grow up and they're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber because they see all this success and stuff.
Mm.
But they don't see the grind behind it.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. You see, your favorite YouTubers and you see a certain standard, and when you first start out, you want to meet that standard. And for so long, what's so disheartening at the start is you're not going to be that good. I sucked for so long, and that's why I'm really grateful I started young, because I could start and suck for so long whilst I was young, and then when it came to actually like starting to put my face in front of it, I was already okay. I've gotten a lot better, and I'm still improving, but I wasn't at zero. Do you know what I'm
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Is also like starting young. So
saying?
when you look back at it and like the videos aren't polished and you're like really embarrassed by it and you're like, well, I was like 12, 13, and I was just
Yeah,
trying stuff out
yeah,
and just having fun with it. And
mm,
I have no doubt that people at school probably said stuff. I know when I started YouTube, like people at school were like always been like, "Oh, you're such a weirdo. Why are you doing this?" Da, 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 da. And
yeah.
all this time later, they're like, "Should have stuck with it. Should have gone
Same.
with it."
100%, 100%. Yeah, that was the first thing that happened to me. I don't know if I've told that story, but that was the first thing that happened to me when I started with YouTube. Was people took the mick. My first channel actually was a Minecraft channel when I was about 12, and I took it down because people made fun. And I was just like, oh, damn, like maybe this ain't the one for me. So I took it down, and but I'm so grateful I did. I'm so grateful I did. Yeah, 100%.
That's really funny because that is the exact same way that I started. I had
Yeah,
a Minecraft channel, yeah,
yeah. That's the way to
playing on
start. I'm telling you, the Minecraft channel is the way to get started, man.
is the
That was
way
the
to
meta
get
back in the
started.
days.
Yeah, with like Stampy Longhead was like a big one at the time. Like I
Yeah.
Ballistic Squid, yeah. See, I was there
Syndicate
too.
Project. Remember Syndicate Project?
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
god, the
that
times.
was.
He brought it back for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I watched that. That was the survival he did was amazing. That was probably what got me started.
see, this is the advice for everyone out there. Start a Minecraft channel when
Yeah,
you are like 12.
yeah. That is the way to get started.
So, just with like your journey, so you've gone through school and everything. Where does music fit in? Because I know you have a music channel,
Yeah,
and you make music and you produce it. How
yeah.
does that? Where did that come from? Where did that fit into? Everything is music in your family, or do we just like this is something I want to do? I want to try it. Let's see how it goes.
Music came before YouTube. So when I was like
Oh,
12, I was in Orlando, and I made a beat on my iPad, and that I remember it specifically being the first beat I ever made, and from there I just was hooked. I During my GCSEs, I was. Do you know lo-fi hip hop? You know what lo-fi hip hop is?
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
During my GCSEs, I made lo-fi hip hop beats and I put them on SoundCloud. And my first beat was in one of those like lo-fi playlists, and it got like 300,000 views. And I was like, whoa, like that feeling. I was like, I like that feeling. So I started making beats, and similar to YouTube, like where I was making videos, I knew that I wanted my face to be in front of it. The same with music, like I was making beats, but I knew I wanted my voice to be on it. And I think during COVID, when I was 19, I got a van and I converted it because I wanted to travel the world in it. So I converted this van, but obviously COVID happened, so I couldn't take it anywhere. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do with this? It's just sat on the driveway. I turned it into a studio and I started recording, and they sucked and they sucked and they sucked and they sucked until I got to a point where I was actually okay. And yeah, it's the same thing as YouTube. It's just chasing that feeling of just like, I want to say something that matters. And yeah, those two mediums, like they go so well hand in hand now, because this wasn't intentional, but now I can use my music in my videos. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like blends
Yeah,
together.
of
So yeah,
course.
yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, of course, because then you can have that crossover and
yeah. No copyright.
people.
It's amazing.
So, who are your like main inspirations then with the music
Mm.
and the videos? Who do you like listen to?
With music, it's got to be Charge Gambino. He was the first person that made me want to start making music. And then I'd say Russ, the American Russ. He made me believe, okay, it's actually possible. Like for a lot of independent artists, like watching him basically make videos and songs that sucked as well. That's such an important thing. Like this is why I'm always going to keep my old videos up. It's why I keep my first songs up, even though I'm not proud of them anymore. It's like I want you to know that like we all sucked. So that helped. So seeing him suck and then be good. And then for YouTube, Nathaniel Drew was a massive inspiration for me. I watched Nathaniel Drew right at the beginning of his journey, and just seeing him be able to travel the world was that was like, yeah, okay, I need to do that. As of right now, I'd say there's a critic called Gork's Art. He's incredible. Like he is just cinematography wise is so incredible. I'd say he's my biggest inspiration right now for YouTube, 100%.
Interesting. Do you, with you saying about film and everything, and like I agree with you, like keeping those up, like the mistakes. I mean, I took a lot of my old videos unlisted just because I couldn't be bothered with the press of everyone that I knew making fun and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Have you seen, do you know like Logic's background?
Yes, yeah, yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't go all the way back, but I've heard some of the early works. I saw the one with the green mascot. I can't remember. All I do is that what it's called? That's
Yeah.
probably the earliest one I've heard. Yeah.
Well, not only his music, but he's documented his entire journey with
Mm,
music from behind the stage, traveling the world, songs being, like you said, not great, you're not
yeah,
proud of them anymore, all on his
yeah,
YouTube. Yeah, like his YouTube goes back years documenting his whole journey,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
kind of similar to how you talk about, like he's leaving stuff up for your kids, and he leaves all of it up
Mm,
because he's like, it not only shows the come up of me and the years of grinding and everything, but my kids
yeah,
can go back and watch it.
yeah, yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's so important. And it's difficult though when you're first starting out, right? Like you said, like you want to unlist those videos because they're so embarrassing. Like even I've still got some unlisted, but keep those unlisted, and then when the time's right and you've kind of proved, okay, like I am good, like once you have some social proof, no one can really say anything, and then it's like I think even now I might unlist some of those old videos or later down the line, just so like you know you you show not only your audience, but like you said, like in the case of Logic, but your children as well, like the process is so important.
Absolutely. Like that process of failing
Mm,
is, I think, the biggest, not only learning lesson, but kind of like the biggest obstacles. If you can go through kind of like how both of us have with like that harassment at school of like,
mm,
oh, you're starting a Minecraft channel, everyone's there
mm,
shouting the channel name out, making fun and stuff like that, and you're
yeah,
like your close friends aren't, but like everyone else is. If you can
mm,
go through that later in life, sorry, later in life when the bigger videos are like going and people make a comment, you're like, I don't care. I've been through so much worse. I've been through like
yeah,
walking down the hallways and like
yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
laughing at you and stuff like that.
yeah. It's good
It's
character building, 100%.
oh yeah,
Wholesome,
100%.
mm,
I think you hit the nail on the head with like one thing with your content, and it's that authenticity. You said it earlier about the Matt Develio. I can never pronounce his last name.
Iavella.
Diavella,
Iavella.
that's it.
Mm.
Fella. I need to work on my Italian then. Getting that person out, and you said like I don't even know why I did it, but it's that authenticity that strikes through.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that is something that's really important to me. That's one of the things I wrote down actually before starting my channel was like I want to be one of the few creators that actually cares. I remember watching like I can't remember who it was, but I think maybe it was Logan Paul, and they'd hit 1 million subscribers, and I remember thinking like I feel like you're very happy about this. Like I really want to make it clear how first of all grateful I am, like because the position that you get to be in and the luxuries you get is just is so amazing, and I want to make sure like I'm really grateful for that, and that's transparent. But also, like you said, the authenticity is like everything's so fake. Everything's so fake. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it's all fake. And so, like the kind of thing that I wanted to do when I started off this was like, how can I be as real as possible? It's like in I think it was the video you watched, the video to my children. I was crying in one of the scenes. Like it's the one where I'm in bed, and I was then editing. I was like, oh, all my friends are gonna see this. Like, I don't know if I want to leave this in. But I was like, no, I've got to leave it in, like because that's real. Like who doesn't cry? Like I want it to be real. You know what I'm saying? So 100% that's important to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like definitely that definitely hit my emotions, especially what you just said. Like when Logan Paul hit 1 million or something,
Mm,
you like you see it all the time.
mm,
All these like YouTubers, I see it all the time on like Twitter at the minute or like X, whatever. It's always gonna be known as Twitter. I don't care. Elon Musk sue me, not bothered. Um, like all these people, like I made like 500,000 on like faceless YouTube channels and
yeah.
stuff like that, and it's like, don't care, mate,
Yeah.
not bothered, because that's why I started all of this with like the theory of YouTube and everything like that. The purpose of it is to help these people that want to grow on YouTube, these now 12, 14 year olds, giving them a central place to go, which is actual helpful advice for the long term to
Hmm.
build that career up, and giving them people like you and other creators
Hmm.
to learn from and get inspiration from,
Yeah,
and just being authentically themselves. And I've had interviews, well, done like interviews with people where they've been like building up to it, be like, oh well, why am I doing this? What am I getting out of it? You know,
really,
like what's yeah. Some people have been like, oh well, what am I getting out of it? And I'm like, well, I'm just honest. I'm like, a good conversation. And they're
really.
like,
Wow.
oh yeah. They're like, oh, if I'm not getting paid or this or that, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. We can see
Ah,
now who's in it for the money.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the problem is like YouTube has become such a good business as well at the same time. Like, you know, um, a lot of people do just see that, like you said, the faceless content creators is like it is like one of the best ways to make money, unfortunately. But I don't know. I want to me, like you can look at it in two ways. You can see it as like depressing, or you can be like, okay, cool. There's a opportunity to be authentic, and that's what I saw. I was like, cool. If everyone, if it's going this way, let me just be like the bit where it's like, oh damn, that felt real. Like this is real. Like this is that's why it was so important to do like show the highs and the lows. Like this recent video is like it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
As it can
and
be.
YouTube comes with like the major highs and lows, and
Yeah.
the content you're doing specifically and the content that we're talking about will outlast all of these like faceless AI videos massively,
I
because
hope
they're just
so.
going to be like, oh, it's
Yeah.
another channel, cool,
Yeah.
but it's like you're the kind of creator that people come back for like every single week because they're like, I want to see what he's
Yeah.
producing next. Like I see you haven't uploaded a video in 2 weeks, and I'm like, for God's sake, I'm out of content.
Damn, that means so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really want to get them out quicker. Like, I really need to try to get them out because they just take me so long. And it's really annoying. I do want to be, a weekly content creator, but I look at some of my favorite YouTube creators, and they're about 2 weeks to a month as well. So I think it's just a trade-off. Like, I'd rather just have really good videos for now, and then once I like can do more, then I don't want the quality to drop. That's what's so important to me. But yeah, that means so much. Thank you so much. That was really sweet.
Yeah, it's true. I'm always honest. I'm an honest person. I'd say if I didn't like some of your music, but I do like your music too. I'm not going to deny it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm not a big fan of your wallpaper. There you go. Your wallpaper's shit. There you go. Make you feel better.
Yeah, well, do you know, I'll take that. I'll take that one. Yeah, I'll take that one. That is fair enough.
You're a creator that I want people to know about and work, or not just work with, because you're kind of the. If I was going to describe your content, it'd be the core of what I'm trying to do here with these interviews and everything. I'm
Yeah,
currently doing so much content, and I admit that even I'm struggling to keep up with it, with
yeah,
newsletter every week, blog post a week, video
yeah.
once a week, filming interviews, editing, and then a 9 to 5 job. I admit it's a lot,
Wow, yeah,
to the
that
point
was,
where I'm thinking,
yeah, yeah,
gets
that's
to the
tough.
end of a week and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah,
So that's why I wanted to talk to you specifically, because you do take that time. You're not a person that pushes out content
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
and trying to show the audience and different viewers.
yeah,
You don't have to be like once a week to succeed.
yeah,
If you slow down the pace,
yeah,
put the time and effort into the filming and the editing,
mm,
you can still succeed.
yeah. It's definitely possible. Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm pushing a fine line though. If I'm being honest, um, like the quality comes first, 100%. Like if you don't have quality, if you don't have a reason to get people to care about you, then you're screwed from the get go. But consistency is important. Like if like 2 weeks to a month is the max. Like I felt it on one of my last posts when it was about a month distance, and everyone was like, "Where did you go?" I was like, "Okay, that was too long. Like, I need to not let that happen again." But definitely, like if you're just churning out videos every single day and there's not really anything in terms of quality behind it, you might get a couple people to come, but then how long are they going to stay? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you want to come back to see what's next, and that comes from high quality.
Yeah, definitely. But I think also not just in the filming, in the high quality of what you're saying
Oh,
and
100%. Yeah.
how it's packaged.
Yes. Yeah.
Because especially with businesses, sometimes I feel like they get so caught up on, right, we have to have the best microphone, the best camera, the
Yeah.
best this and that, and I'm like, okay, but what are you actually trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
You get that really well. I don't know how long you spend scripting, or if you do script, or if a lot of it is like off the cuff, because I know you do like freestyle rapping and stuff. Um, but what you say and how you say it is really well presented,
Thank you so
and
much.
it does hit hard. Like the with your kids and you were crying, I was like, damn, fuck, I gotta reevaluate my life now.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's all right. What has been like sort of the biggest lesson you've learned throughout this journey from 12-year-old you? Okay, let me rephrase it. If you could go back and say to 12-year-old you with YouTube or do anything differently or like advise them to do something, what would you say to 12-year-old Eden?
I would say, I know you feel like the biggest loser in the room right now, but you're actually the coolest person in the room and you just don't realize it. That's what I would say. Because at that time, when everyone was taking the piss, I thought, damn, like, something like, I'm weird. I'm the weird one. But then I actually had something that was an advantage. I had a quality, but people took the piss out of the fact that it was different. And if I just realized, oh no, like, you can't do this, like, whether it's like you don't have the confidence, or whether it's you don't have the work ethic, or whether it's that you don't have the interest, there's an advantage I have, and I sold myself on that. So I would tell myself, you're the coolest in the room. Just believe that.
I like that. That's really cute. Sorry. But it's that really cute. I can just imagine you like holding you on the shoulder, but like, you are the coolest in the room.
Yeah, that's what I would want to say to myself. Yeah.
Just get some new treads because shoes need work, mate. But
Yeah, yeah. Change the hairstyle, take the braces off, mate. Yeah,
but then would you have the teeth you have now if you didn't have the braces?
it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I have to thank that guy. Yeah, he went through it, mate, but got me to where I am. So yeah, I have to thank him.
What I find, just as an observation, not just with you, but with all of us in that kind of age group,
Yeah.
we were the outliers back then, and
Mm,
we all looked. If we look back at old photos, we're all like, "What was I thinking? Wearing that, doing that with my hair,
mm,
and stuff like that." And I feel like now a lot of us have that confidence, but also not only had a great glow up, we'll big ourselves up. I
mm.
mean, I look shit. I've just got off work, so I have an excuse. Um, but we've got that substance behind us. I think some of my favorite creators at the minute are James Lawrence Alcott. He's like a football guy. Goes into like the tactical analysis and stuff. But a lot of them that I watch are smaller.
Yeah.
I'd say my perfect range would be like 2 to 500K.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to go past that, which is really selfish. And everyone's gonna be like, "What? You could get a million. Why wouldn't you?" I'm like, because you lose that connection with the audience. Once you hit a million,
Mm,
it's too many people to have that personal connection with. Because let's face it, if you have a million subscribers, views wise, at a good day, you're probably going to hit around 750K.
yeah.
Roughly out of those 750K, maybe on a good day, 50K will comment, probably more like 25
Mm, yeah.
if the video is good enough.
Yeah.
So you can have a connection with 25,000 people, which is still a lot.
Mm,
Whereas if you're in that 200 to 500 range, the likelihood of people commenting is like 5K. And
yeah.
the amount of people you can reply to and start conversations with is so much higher. And you can build
Yeah.
that deeper connection with your audience to then
Yeah.
monetize in merch or anything like that.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, that is kind of the sweet spot, isn't it? When you get bigger than that, you kind of do become a business. A lot of people I've seen when they've hit a million, that's the point where they kind of pass their work to teams, and then it's still them, but you can tell it's kind of more of a business at that point.
Yeah, that's what I see a lot as well. And people hiring editors now and like thumbnail designers. And like you said, you learn how to edit. I learned how to edit from those Minecraft videos in flipping iMovie, I think at the time, or something like that.
Yeah.
and then built up. But learn those skills of like doing thumbnails, test what works and what doesn't.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And then once you know yourself as well, like you'll be better off if, when it comes to that point, if you do need to have a team, at being a director manager because you've done it yourself. If you haven't done it yourself,
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. I think your content is one, just what you're saying, like you know yourself. Your content is gonna grow with yourself because it's so personal. Like you've really
Yeah.
made yourself the celebrity of your own content. So you've got that reach, but also that personability. It's
Wow.
hard to do and it's
Yeah.
brave to do.
That was actually the intent. So I'm really that's probably the best thing that I could hear because that was the intent. Because like like I create music as well, and I wanted people to care about me as a person. If you care about me as a person, you think, oh, let me hear about the music. Let me hear about this. Let me. I don't want people just to be like, oh, this is just entertaining. I want it to be entertaining, but I want you to care about me. My favorite creators, I genuinely care about them enough where I'll follow them on Instagram. Like, oh, what's next? What's this? What? Oh, you're doing this, this, and that. And if my favorite creator was to drop a song, I'd be like, let me hear that. And if it was good, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you said that. That was definitely the intent.
I think you definitely hit that. And what you were saying then about like music, you've seen so many creators make songs
Yeah.
because it was like the trend. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Sidemen diss tracks hit different. They were really good.
Yeah, they were hard. Yeah, yeah.
They were hard. I mean, maybe not Bazinga's, that was
I don't even
dreadful. I think
remember
I
it.
could rap better on that beat than he can.
Yeah.
But who do you think won that rap battle? Well, not who won it, but who was your favourite diss track out of the Sidemen ones?
I remember Simon's really impressing me. I remember thinking Simon's was really impressive.
Mm,
And obviously, Harry's. His one on KSI was just goated. It was just goated.
it was. That was a special time.
That was a special
Very.
time. Yeah. Do you
I
remember when
feel like
KSI was going to
that's.
leave? I thought he was going to leave for Face Clan. That would have changed history.
It would have, but part of me was just like, no.
Yeah, I believed it.
I believed it and I didn't because I know that he really likes his privacy. And if he
Yeah,
was in LA and he like through all that celebrities and stuff like that, like
yeah,
surrounded by other people, he wouldn't get a break. And I know that he's like not personally, but from stuff he said, he very much values and his documentary,
yeah,
his privacy, being able to shut the world off from KSI as we know it, and
yeah,
just being like JJ to his girlfriend and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So that's why I was like, I didn't think he'd do it. Part of me always thought it was planned because I was like, well, it's a good marketing move.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sadly, we had to cut the interview slightly short there because, well, Eden's Wi-Fi went just as shitty as his wallpaper. He's going to come for saying that. But I want to thank Eden for doing this. And we're actually going to check in with Eden in 6 months' time to see how he's doing, where his content's going, and see if he committed to uploading more than once a month. And if you want to know how you can grow your channel in an authentic way, go check out the interview that I did with Nate Wealth a couple weeks ago. And he gives some really valuable insight into how you can level up your content game.